Dun, 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 dun. Balls Deep Living, Chapter 1, Lee at 84, the sky, and so much more. Ready?
Yeah, ready.
Rock and roll, balls deep. It's like planet Earth in real life.
Okay, well, my name is Lee Hill. I'm very, very happy to be here on behalf of Dr. Ivan and all he's done for me. Traditional medicine practices what they learned in medical school, which is to minimize these symptoms by masking them and masking them and masking them. And there's no hope in that. But Dr. Ivan is just filled with hope, challenge. He's a brilliant mind, truly exceptional person. And he brings a believable hope, not just pie in the sky wishing.
The main thing with Parkinson's is stress management. It's not just giving somebody carbidopa, levodopa, and hoping it works. Yeah, that's bullshit medicine. So what we did was we kind of went through the entire playbook, I guess you could say, of every type of biomarker we could possibly think of, and that's where it got real. It got very interesting because we were testing for things that he had never been tested for in his entire 8 years of this actual, disorder taking place. And that's kind of where I think the magic behind his results so far have come from. I'm not treating Parkinson's, I'm treating Lee Hill. And those are two different ball games. As a physician, I like to think of a person as three different aspects. You have your mentality, your physicality, and your emotionality. Physicality is easy. That's where you basically take the blood work, we see what you need, and then we replace it, and or if you're toxic in something, we take it out of you. Your mentality, also the same thing. We look at neurotransmitters, we look at different things that cause you to think a certain way. The last part is emotionality, and that's probably one of the most difficult, especially with somebody in Lee Hill's situation. The one thing that I did want to really focus on him with was also cognitive behavioral therapy. CBT is basically teaching people how to be dynamic, unique, different again, and it gives them goals, it gives them things to do. So what I did with him was, number one, I wanted to really fix his handwriting, because again, Parkinson's, you're shaking consistently. Handwriting is usually not that impressive. Second thing was memory. So he wanted to remember certain passages of various scripture, which he did great. We also worked on certain things such as the ability to listen to lyrics and repeat them, but for him to write his own types of lyrics. And one of the most unique things I think I've seen in medicine in general was Lee Hill made a song, basically, the two of me, which I thought was fascinating. He talks about who he is, who he wants to be at a certain age, and it was just, the whole duality of, the person he likes to be and the person that he's confined to being.
And you do it on a daily basis, or certainly weekly basis. Anything to get you to really focus and be aware of the present. And you do well with some of it and not so well with others of it. And you gravitate to what you're good at.
I need his brain working like a fucking supercomputer, and it's getting there. From where he was when we first came in to where he is now, it's night and day, which is special to see because it's a result that you can't only quantitatively see, you can qualitatively see it. And qualitatively, I mean quality of life. And that's kind of the best gift you can give a patient, is a better quality of life.
This night, something was very different because it's now 5 or 6 o'clock, and I've got this calm about my body.
I get a text, and it was, per his words, I mean, I'm probably botching a little bit. He said, if you started celebrating your weekend early, here's a reason to celebrate even harder.
I said, this is a phenomenon. I can't believe this. I hold my hand up.
And it was fucking statuesque. I mean, like, it didn't move. I'm like, oh my God. Picks up a glass of wine. I'm just like, I gotta call him now.
And this went on for 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock, and it's on tape.
So I call him, and it was one of the most unique conversations, because you could hear the joy in his voice. And again, his voice has changed from when I first met him till now. But I've never heard this tone, this vibration.
But it was absolutely thrilling, because we proved that we can stop the symptoms of Parkinson's if it's only for 5 hours.
So the entire point of the whole Lee Hill project is to kind of give people hope where hope has been lost. And with Lee, I think we can see, and I hope everybody who sees this can understand that man didn't have a lot of hope before he walked through this door. And I hope where he leaves it is going to be, he wants the world and more, and I think he's going to get it.
When you reach for the stars, you're not likely to come up with a handful of mud. So we're not looking for mud or dust. We're looking for the stars. I'm very optimistic about it. I'm more than hopeful, especially since that incident the evening before dinner for 5 or 6 hours of feeling like I was 36.
So peptide therapy was one of the things that's never been really tried in Parkinson's, which was kind of right up my alley. So it was kind of a perfect storm when Lee came in. He was looking to try something new, and I was looking to try something new too. So it was kind of a perfect harmony. So the peptides that I put Lee on were, at the time, thymosin alpha and beta, which have since been pulled from the market because the FDA found out they actually work when it comes to any type of viral infection. Ridiculous. Then you had BPC, which is also known as body protecting complex. We had GHK, which is a copper peptide. So those are the ones that I used to kind of focus on not only his immune system, because everybody's worried about COVID at the time and whatnot, but also his overall body's ability to heal. So to kind of balance out and make that work more efficiently, relieved a lot of stress in his system. And again, all that we did with Lee was try to relieve stress.
I have exorcised the demons. This house is clear.
Thymosin alpha and beta were used to kind of augment the immune system and kind of make it work more efficiently, so it didn't expend too much energy. The BPC and the copper peptides both were going into, just overall, neurovascular, cardio. I mean, pretty much every system, they can be used to actually help and augment. So that's why we started there. And then the big one we used was dihexa, which is, it's been used in a lot of different types of neurodegenerative disorders or neuroinjuries. And again, it just kind of helps the neurons kind of get excited and kind of move around again. First, we used CJC and ipamorelin, which are basically secretologues that cause the body to produce more growth hormone, which in turns into IGF-1, which is the fountain of youth, as I like to call it.
There it is, boys, the fountain of youth, just like I told you. Well, that was worth the 8-year boat ride.
It helps you absorb nutrients and incorporate and assimilate these nutrients into your actual tissue, whatever it could be. In Lee's case, I wanted more functionality throughout his body as well as his brain. And the studies with what IGF-1 does on both of those fronts is phenomenal. It really is. He came in, his levels were okay for his age, but again, ranges in medicine are so vast, you can't really pinpoint where you lie on that. It takes kind of that extra step, that common sense medicine, to sit there and say, okay, just because you fall within a normal category, number one, you have Parkinson's disease, so that category automatically shifts. Those ranges aren't with people who have Parkinson's, those are for normal people. So it's situations where I think, especially with how much energy he exerts in a day with the actual tremors, IGF-1 is something that would be fantastic for him to improve, because that's kind of what it does. It helps repair, regenerate, and rebuild muscle and everything else that goes along with it. The best thing about secretologues is they actually help you get into a delta sleep. Delta sleep is probably the hardest type of sleep to get into. It's the one where your head hits the pillow and then you wake up, 8 hours later and you haven't moved. And not too many people at this day and age get into that actual level of sleep. It's mostly REM, where it's kind of a light sleep. Everybody's on different types of sleeping medications, such as Ambien and Xanax and all that bullshit. That never allows you to get to a delta stage type sleep. So what helped with Lee's sleeping issues, which was one of his main requests on his top 3 things he wanted to fix, was helping him to get into a delta sleep. Because if you sleep good, your body kind of rests, repairs itself, and with that, I was hoping that all the different issues that he wanted to fix due to the Parkinson's would kind of just start to correct on their own. The first thing to correct was Lee's sleep, and the second you hear somebody sleeping better, you can almost expect that they're in a better mood. They have better function of everything, from how they think to how they walk to how they talk, and that was the case. So the secretologues we used with him, he would inject 5 times a week right before bed, and again, you would do that, and that helps kind of stimulate a part of the pituitary gland to produce more growth hormone, which in turn turns into IGF-1 and all the benefits you see with it. So when we finally got Lee's labs back, again, we test a lot of different things that most physicians don't test for. We found some unique things and some things that were kind of glaring that I'm surprised weren't addressed.
What the fuck are you talking about?
The main issue that we found with Lee was a significant amount of anemia. And again, it just wasn't the amount of red blood cells, it was how they looked, how they felt, and just how they worked. There's a lot of stuff that we tried to focus on with his treatment when it came to the actual physical aspect of it, but fixing his anemia was I think, paramount to his overall success thus far.
Yeah, baby!
Also through the blood work, we saw that Lee was, severely dehydrated. And again, when you would ask Lee if he drank water, his face was, a blatant no. He didn't have to say a word. And that was also one of the biggest things that we had to work on with him, because again, dehydration, your body's 70% water, so when you're dehydrated, everything kind of backs up. I always tell people you wouldn't drive your Ferrari around on an empty tank, and you shouldn't drive your body around on an empty tank either. But once he kind of got down that rabbit hole about 2-3 weeks into it, his body started to kind of accommodate. The difference that the extra water made was apparent, because again, most of the things that he wanted, better emotion, better sexual performance, those are directly water related. The 2 main aspects of Lee's treatment involved fixing a massive anemia and just kind of getting him more hydrated. Most unique ways, I think, to treat anemia, other than blood infusions, is to basically propagate testosterone. And this is kind of one of my tricks, because this is something that nobody really gives testosterone credit for. It's one of the side effects. So if you're on testosterone, you have to watch for an issue that actually can kill you, which is your blood gets too thick with red blood cells. But in Lee's case, that's exactly the side effect I wanted. Let alone Lee wanted a better mood, he wanted to have better sexual prowess. So now I'm checking off not only anemia on the biophysical level, I'm working on the anemia that's causing the issues when it comes to sex, the issues when it comes to thinking and your mood and everything that goes along with that. So testosterone therapy was kind of one of the mainstays with it. He came in, his testosterone level wasn't low, but again, I wanted it extra high because I knew it was going to fix the actual anemia issue along with everything else that came with it. The better sex, the better energy, the better focus, the better clarity. We also worked on his adrenal glands. Adrenal fatigue is one of the biggest things I think we find in today's society. Everybody's stuck to their phones, and everything is either stressful or detrimental or super good when it comes to every time you check it. So I tend to find that I'd say probably about 80 to 85% of my patients come in adrenally fatigued. Your adrenal glands are 2 little kidney bean type organs or glands that sit on top of your kidneys, and they're responsible for every time you feel that oh fuck shit type feeling, that's your adrenal glands pumping out. And same thing with diabetes, to where your pancreas wears out from too much sugar and it can't produce insulin. Your adrenal glands can wear out from too much stress, to where it can't produce things like epinephrine, DHEA, cortisol, all those different things. So we also work to relieve the stress on the actual adrenal glands, which help Lee again sleep better and kind of focus and have more energy. Ketamine therapy is the new kid on the block when it comes to the alternative ways to treat depression, anxiety, PTSD, suicidal ideation, addiction, all kinds of different neurological issues. And I figured that, just from the research alone showing how ketamine helps, the brain basically reconnect itself, rewire itself, what what not of a better situation to help, maybe Lee do this in his brain. Lee buckled up. Lee was into that kind of stuff, but again, I explained the treatment. I sent him a lot of the research that has been medically published about what ketamine and Parkinson's has seen breakthroughs with. So Lee made himself about an hour and a half playlist that he sent to me, because again, Lee is 84 and he's not the most high-tech man in the world, so he needed help kind of formulating his playlist. So I sat back and we kind of took all of his songs and actually put them on a journey.
I am your spirit guide.
Oh, yeah.
The music is one of the most important parts because, music is kind of what separates us from animals. It kind of gives us that leg up. It also produces different neurotransmitters in the brain. So our main goal during the actual therapy is to use the music to take the person on a kind of a journey that as they're on that journey, their brain is starting to rewire itself. And the more we can augment that person at that exact moment the brain is actually rewiring themselves, the better. A formula that I kind of developed was, it's basically a ketamine IV inside of what I call a liquid money bag, which is basically every vitamin, mineral, nutrient, amino acid that kind of goes towards healing and regenerating the body. On top of that, I use high dose oxytocin, which also is a type of neuropeptide that's, they call it the love drug. It's the feeling that, that a mother has to a child, that two lovers have for each other. It's just that kind of warm, fuzzy feeling.
You're crazy. I like you. But you're crazy.
What it does on a neuroregenerative plasticity type level is pretty extraordinary. So we used all these together. Lee came in, we got the playlist ready for him. He put his eye mask on because everything has to be done in total darkness. And it was probably one of my most enjoyable ketamine IVs to have ever been a part of. Not only because, not many Parkinson's patients have ever had the opportunity to do something like this, but also somebody such as Lee. 5 minutes into it, you hear Lee start to sing, and he sang that entire hour and a half IV. Every song you can possibly think of, from Eagles to Christian rock. And when he came out of it, he had a certain, feel, a certain smile to him. And I said, "How was your journey?" He was just like, "Well, Ivan, I was dancing with Jesus." And I'm like, "Okay, what was that, Lee?" And he goes, "I was physically dancing with Jesus."
Yeah, the ketamine treatment is designed to help you focus and not think and worry about whatever it is that you're worried about. Conquering a disease, staying healthy, whatever your motivation is, it really helps because you're so relaxed and focused. As I was focused and relaxed, I found myself dancing with Jesus, which was very exciting because I could visualize dancing with Jesus, and that was terrific for me as I'm a believer. So dancing with Jesus was not just a passing image or thought, it was actually dancing with Jesus, which was a very real-like experience. Wonderful.
And the best part about that is we did a total of 3 throughout his treatment. That was his safe space, and that's where you could kind of tell that's where Lee wanted to go. And he'd come out, and you're usually a little bit tired after that, which is what he was. But the feeling of calmness about your body is just spectacular. So, we also employed things like the ketamine treatments along with the peptide therapy, the IV nutrition like NAD, methylene blue, and all those different types of new forms of treatment out there, along with his overall emotional aspects, which is the cognitive behavioral therapy.
You a little nervous?
Actually not.
Oh, I love it, man. Excellent.
I've been so nervous for the last month, I don't have anything left. Tired about being a victim of Parkinson.
Amen to that, man.
I'm really tired about it, and this is going to be the turning point.
I love that.
We've been nudging our way forward out of that victim role, but enough is enough.
Lee Hill at 84, there's the sky and so much more. And he had kind of talked today about wanting to never be a victim of Parkinson's again. And I think you can't find a much better way to kind of kick that in the pants than jump yourself at 84 years old into a harness and get flown 5,280 feet into the sky and just kind of learn to fly.
Mr. Hill, rock and roll.
I should have an Ivan t-shirt on.
Oh, that's actually the brand. The adventure. You're the first field trip. Balls Deep Living field trip. Like a medicine into the field.
So I could wear this.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. You doing, huh?
I can do that. You can't give up in life. You have to have challenges. And Dr. Ivan is providing that challenge. And this is a tribute to his energy, his stamina, his will, his desire for health.
Now this is gonna be super fun. I can't wait. Got the right weather. Everything's perfect, man. We got it at the right time.
Everything is perfect.
All right. Serendipity. Great way to start off a new life, right?
Yes.
Day one. Day one, my friend. Big smile.
This is your phone, Lee. Wait. Awesome.
Excellent. Let's do this.
Thank you. Well, you have an amazing resume. It's too long.
We actually paid more. We flew him in just for you, Lee. So, I mean, like...
Yeah, I have nothing to worry about.
Uh-huh.
I was looking for a lot to worry about. Now I have nothing.
Uh-huh. It was Lee's 84th birthday 2 days ago, so...
Happy birthday.
Yes. You're ready to rock and roll today. Perfect. So go ahead and just kind of Superman it. There you go. There it is.
Need this arm up.
There you go. Perfect.
There we go.
Now we're set. All right, my man.
There it is. It'll go with
Get it, Lee. Oh my God, that's phenomenal. So Lee right now, I'd say, is in the maintenance phase. You know, we've kind of tackled everything he's asked for, so that's kind of what our main focus is going forward. We're going to continue him on certain treatments that he's on now, but really look to make the lifestyle changes, because I don't believe anybody should be on medication their entire life.
I think it's been a fabulous, successful, challenging, defying the victim aspect of whatever one is going through. It's a major accomplishment. Flying a mile high is exhilarating and nothing to fear. We had a great time.
So this was kind of the send-off and the congratulations on a job well done. You know, within 7-8 months of us seeing each other, Lee has conquered a disease, the second leading cause of neurological disease in this actual world. And God bless him, he did it on his own. I was just there to help facilitate a little bit of it. It just goes to show you nothing's impossible. And the whole point of what plasticity is and the Balls Deep Living Adventures is putting the possible in impossible.
We're gonna touch the clouds, Lee.
Parkinson's is tough. You have to beat it down every day or it'll take over. And accomplishments like this hang gliding gives one the energy and the ability to go forward with accomplishments and success and not giving in. Can't give in. Can't be a victim. I want to emphasize that. You cannot be a victim with anything that's going on in your life.
Today is not only a celebration for Lee's birthday, it's also a celebration for his tenacity and his never die spirit. And I hope everybody who sees this just understands that life is worth living. So get out there and start trying.
And we're back, Lee. That was good. It's great.
You're good, man?
Don't let go yet.
Don't let go yet. All right, I got you.
My legs are still.
Still coming back to life?
There's no fear at all with Derek at the helm.
Naturally.
You're supposed to say you were a little scared. That's part of the deal.
Well, we do have a problem. Lee wants to go again. So.
I love it.
No, he did great. He just got back. He's sitting down enjoying a glass of wine.
Good.
Being the best 84-year-old he can be.
I knew, you know what? I just knew this was so exciting to do because it was just going to be good for his ego and confidence and.
Oh, he did great.
Oh, thank you.
He did really, really good. I'm gonna pass you over to the man, the myth, the legend right now. Okay? Boom. He did it.
Yes.
It's official. It's official, Lee. He did it. Lee at 84, the sky and so much more, right? Okay.
I'm 85 and still, if I'm still alive.
Oh, you'll still be alive. You'll be kicking.
86 and I'm still a little few kids. 87 and I'm looking at heaven.
Uh-huh. Heck yeah.
Hey, Ivan, you better like that one.
I'll see it on film.